We're going to continue looking at the Gospel of John. And we're still in the 18th chapter. And today we're going to look at verses 12, 13, and 14. Verses 12, 13, and 14. Hear the word of the Lord. Then the detachment of soldiers with its commander and the Jewish officials arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. It would be good if one man died for the people. I want you to think with me this morning from the subject, when bad is good.
Amen. Amen.
When bad is good. Jesus had just asked the band that came after him, "Whom are you seeking?" Someone replied, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus said, "I am." There are some translations that say, "I am he." But in the original text, he says, "I am." And immediately they drew back and fell down. When Jesus said, "I am," he was describing who he is. For at the burning bush with Moses, Moses asked, "Who shall I say you are?" And he said, "I am that I am." When they ask you who sent you, tell them, "I am." Jesus is explaining that he is God Almighty. And when he said that "I am," they drew back and they fell down. I would say they prostrated themselves. I am. And then they asked him again, "We're seeking Jesus of Nazareth," and again they fall down. But Jesus has to help them up. They came to capture him. But he gave himself over. Many times they could have taken Jesus in the temples.
Yes.
Many times they went to get him, but he eluded them and escaped from them, because at that time it was not right. And so he would walk right through them, being the God that he is. Who do you seek? Jesus of Nazareth. Well, if you seek me, he says, then let these go. He's dictating what's going to happen. They're thinking that they're the ones that are in control. They're thinking they're the ones that are running the show. But Jesus is the one. They had no need to bind his hands, because he was going willingly. There was no need to tie his hands up, because he was going willingly. How many of us fight to go where God wants us to go? How many of us push and kick and say, no, I'm not going to do it? But not so with the Messiah. His job, his mission was to do everything that the Father gave him to do. He is our example. He said what the Father wanted. He did what the Father wanted. I'm not saying that it wasn't a struggle, because it was a struggle. Now is my heart troubled, he says. Shall I not drink the cup that you've given me? Father, you can do all things, it says in one of the Gospels, and you can do this thing another way. And then he goes on to say, but not my will, thy will be done. We don't like that road that's less traveled. We want everything to work out a specific way that we think it should work out. I think we've come to the place in our lives where we know better than God. We know what we need, we know when we need it, and we know how we need it. So therefore we have no room and no place for God. But not so with the Lord. The Lord is the way, the truth, and the light. He gives us direction. When are we going to begin saying, not my will, but thy will be done? Jesus says that I am the light of the world. We follow him to gain light. We follow him to have purpose. We follow him to have direction. And we follow him to have plan for our lives. Sometimes it'll be difficult. I'm finding out being a Christian is one of the hardest things. It is the hardest thing that we will ever have to do. To fully rely on Jesus, to fully depend on Jesus, to fully believe what Jesus said is true. Jesus even said it. He said, wide is the road that leads to destruction, and many find it. Narrow is the gate that leads to life, and few find it. Jesus recognized and he understands the difficulty of following him. He recognized that sometimes he'll lead you into a valley.
Yes.
You'll feel that you're all alone, that everybody has abandoned you.
Yes.
And sometimes you can't even make sense of why things are happening the way that they're happening. But I hear the Apostle Paul saying to us today that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, that are called according to his purpose, that they may be transformed into the image of Jesus. What you're going through has a purpose. what Jesus was going through, what he went through, had a purpose. It might not feel like it, but if Jesus had not drank the cup that the Father gave him, and I said last week that the cup is God's wrath upon sin, then we would not have access to the Father. Then we could not call him Father. He would always just be Lord to us. But what Jesus did, he removed sin from our lives, recognizing that we're not always going to get it right. Recognizing that we're not always going to cross every T and dot every I and stay on the road. Recognizing that our sins are forgiven, and when the Father in heaven looks down upon us, he sees his holy children, not by what we've done, but what Christ has done. We're holy, we're children of the Father, not by what we do, but what Christ has done. So he needed to drink that cup. That's the love that he had for us. And that just makes me want to follow him the more. To give your life, to suffer and die, to have someone bind your hands, and they did not need to bind their hands, his hands. He willingly gave himself over just for you. He gave his life for us. And this is the strength that'll have us follow him. No one else will ever love you like he loves you.
Yes.
No one else will ever do for you what he's done for you. They don't have the ability to do it.
Thank you, Jesus.
He told his disciples, let not your hearts be troubled. Encourage your own heart. You believe in God, believe also in me. I'm going away, but I'll send you someone else to comfort you, and that's the Holy Spirit. If you love me, keep my commandments. Simple. Love one another. That's so hard. Loving somebody. The example, the ultimate example is what Jesus did. But it's hard to love somebody when they're ugly.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
It's hard to love somebody when they don't love you.
That is true.
It's hard to give to somebody that asks. It's hard to say, bless you when they're persecuting you. But our example is Jesus. On this Friday, instead of the priests preparing the lambs for sacrifice, they're after this Jesus who ultimately is the Lamb of God that will take away the sin of the world. Annas, who was the priest that year, but the Romans decided that he shouldn't be priest no more. In the Old Testament, the priest was priest for life. But the Romans said the church is having too much power. Let's break it up. Let's water it down. And so now, the priest only had a block of time as priest. Annas was the priest, and if you can see, he was working behind the scenes. They thought that they could move without God, but even in their mischief, even in their folly, God is sovereign. Caiaphas had no idea what he was saying, but he was prophesying. It's good that one man died for the people. In his mind, he was protecting the Jewish religion from being destroyed by this one called Jesus from Nazareth. So he said, yes, let's kill him. Let's get rid of him. And we'll save the
of people not understanding that if Jesus be lifted up, he'll draw all men unto him. They thought that they were destroying his mission, but they were fulfilling his mission. Martin Luther, the reformer, says the devil is God's devil. He's cast out. He has no power. Jesus says all power has been given to me in heaven and on earth. So why are you fearing? Why is your heart losing control? I think it's because of belief. We behave like Judas sometimes, and when we behave like Judas, I really don't believe. I believe, God, but I don't really believe. I saw the miracles that you performed. I've seen you walk on water. I see you heal a man that has been blind from birth.
Yes, he did.
I see you heal a man just by saying your son will live. I saw you say, I am the resurrection and the life. Lazarus, come forth. But I really don't believe, because now it's personal. Now I'm in the storm of my mere existence. It seems like the midst, everything that I'm going through is choking the life out of me.
Heavenly Father.
It's personal now, and I need you more than ever to make my heart settle. Help me to see past what I'm going through right now. Help me to walk out of this valley, out of this storm. The waters are troubled. Mountains are falling in the midst of the sea. Help me to trust you. Help me to stand with you, even when it hurts. Are you willing? Even when it hurts. Ultimately, Jesus went this way. He went that way. In the strength of it, he went through hell. And he went through that hell so that we can have life. Now listen to this. The hell that you're going through right now, it can't be compared to the hell that Jesus went through.
Thank you, Jesus.
We're in the season of Lent. It's about 46 days until Easter. And churches, they want to memorialize Easter. Last Wednesday, a lot of people went and had ashes placed on their head. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because ultimately, what Christ has done, he's given us strength, and that's not who we are. The meaning of ashes is for you to be reminded, dust you are, and dust you shall return. But Jesus said, believe in me, you'll never die.
Yes.
I want to be reminded of something that's not going to take place with you.
Well,
So I struggle, but at the same time, I want to pay homage to what Christ has done. But can we really pay him for what he's done for us? Can we? righteousness, Paul says, is as filthy rags. You can't pay for it. You can't pay for what he's done. Death has no power anymore. The enemy, he'll try to blind you
Yes, yes, he does.
to reality.
Yes, he will.
You're all alone. Yeah, listen. You're all alone. No one loves you. It's a lie. Be encouraged. I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know what you're enduring right now. But what I want you to know, that everything in your life, everything in your life is working for your good. Because the Master is working in your life. Yes, it hurts. That's all right. Trust him. Will you trust him? Trust him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Even when it hurts. Sometimes you'll have to say what Jesus said to the Father. Not my will, but thy will be done. I've learned not to have any expectations. I've learned not to expect anything because I don't know. I trust him. I'm sold out for him. I stand with him. And I want to do what he desires of me to do. I want to say what he desires me to say. I want to be a vessel for him and for his glory.
Yes.
Sometimes it hurts. When people misunderstand me, when they speak behind me, when they don't support me, I said, Father, not my will, but thy will be done. And having no expectation, no longer is it my right. I give it to him right. I give it to him and I let him do with it what he wants to do with it. Because I recognize that no matter how bad it looks, it's good.
Praise God.
I've come to the conclusion, no matter how bad
Oh, preach.
it is, it's good. My daughter was giving me a story of one of her teachers. And be careful, I listen to everything and rarely do I forget. And she was like, Dad, one of my teachers said they like seeing roadkill. And I caught my attention. Why do you like seeing roadkill? I'm not asking my daughter. I'm asking the teacher who told my daughter this. And she said to my daughter, the reason I like seeing roadkill is because the animals are coming out of hibernation. Say more. Meaning that spring is coming. And I understood what she was saying. It made sense. It's kind of warped. But she's right. Animals are coming out looking for food because it's warm. Another story, that was warm, whatever. It was there, and I understand it. A friend of mine, I ministered to her
marrying women, men are marrying men, and look at their bodies. They're writing all on their bodies, and they're piercing their ears, and they're looking for something that they'll never find. And I felt good when she said that to me. And the reason I felt good, because in my spirit, the Spirit says, this is the generation of them that will seek him. This group, the ones that's looking for an experience, they're going to find it. And it's not in sexual promiscuity. It's not in ripping their bodies and putting holes in their flesh. It's with the Father. And so he's preparing a generation. And he's preparing a priesthood. And he'll bring them together. So the King of glory will come in. This is the generation that will seek him. That will seek thy face, O Jacob. Lift up your heads, O ye gates. And be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors. And the King of glory will come in.
Yes.
He's talking about Jesus returning. Before he comes back, there'll be an outpouring. Before he comes back, that ragamuffin group, Generation X, they're looking for him. They don't know what they're looking for. They're looking for him. And I'm learning this, my brothers and my sisters. I'm learning that everything that I've gone through, I can utilize it to minister to them.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
When bad is good, did you catch it?
Yes.
Not everybody is going to be able to stand like you stand. You'll be able to grab them and say, I know what you're going through.
Praise God.
When bad,
When bad is good.
it's good. Are you guys following me?
I'm following.
Are you following me?
I'm following.
Am I all over the place? If I'm all over the place, tell me to come home. I'll bring it in.
I'm feeling
When bad is good.
it. Yes.
You think he's abandoning you, but he's strengthening you because there's going to be somebody that he's going to need you to minister to.
Well. Yes.
You think he's abandoning you, but he's strengthening you. Because not everybody's going to be able to get in here. He's going to send you to somebody who's weeping, saying, I just lost my house. Been there, done that. I just lost my mama.
Lord have mercy.
Been there, done that.
Yes. Lord have mercy.
I just lost my daddy. Been there, done that.
Oh, Lord.
I just lost my wife, my children.
Lord have mercy.
I'm losing my life. When bad is good, it's all about Christ, my brothers and sisters. It's all about him. You're thinking he's abandoning you, and he's giving you work, and he's giving you direction. And don't ever worry about it. You'll know what to say when that time is right. When bad is good. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. To God be the glory.
God be the glory.
This